Into Math 3rd grade, Lesson 5.2. Use the associative property of a multiplication. I can use the associative property to find a product when one factor is a multiple of 10. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 123. You can pause if you need to. We will begin under Spark Your Learning. Karina makes $4 each time she walks Mr. Kim's dog, Ralphie, that's his name. During 10 days last month, Karina walked Ralphie 2 times each day. So she made $4 every time she walked Ralphie, the dog, and she walked him 10 days last month, and she walked him 2 times each day. So it wasn't just one time, it was 2 times each day. To find her pay, Karina multiplies her pay for each day by 10, the number of days that she worked. Mr. Kim multiplies the pay for each walk by the number of walks for the month. Using which method will Karina earn more? So there's 2 different ways that they are solving how to find the total amount of money that she earned. So we're going to take a look at both Karina and Mr. Kim's way of finding the amount of money and then compare. So let's start with Karina. Karina took the amount of pay that she received, which was $4, and she multiplied that by 2 because she walked Ralphie the dog 2 times per day. So her first strategy was to take the amount of money, $4, and multiply it by 2 because she had walked the dog twice in one day. And this was the daily pay that she earned for walking Ralphie 2 times each day. 2 times 4 is 8, and that's in the parentheses. And then she multiplied that by 10. And she multiplied that by 10 because it tells us that for 10 days she did this. So this number 10 represents the amount of days. So we have 10 times 8, which gives us $80. Let's try Mr. Kim's method. Mr. Kim multiplies the pay for each walk by the number of walks. So we know that the pay is $4, and he's going to multiply that by the number of walks, which would be for 10 days, she walked the dog twice. So we are going to solve that by first multiplying 10 times 2, which gives us 20 in the parentheses. And then we're going to multiply that by 4, which was, again, the amount of pay for each walk. And so 20 times 4 makes $80. So when we are asked to compare which method will Karina earn more, we can explain that Karina will earn the same amount using either method. Both equaled $80. Let's take a look at the next page, page 124. We are first going to look at Connective Vocabulary, and it explains that we have learned that the associative property of multiplication states that when the grouping of the factors is changed, the product remains the same. And they give us an example here with the factors 2, 3, and 4. And we have grouped 3 times 4 in this example. So 3 times 4 makes 12, and we would multiply that by 2. And when we multiply 2 times 12, we get the product of 24. Now, the associative property says that we can change the grouping of the factors and we'll still get the same product, 24. So we'll take a look at that now on the other side here. And so we have 2 times 3 grouped, which would make 6. And then we would multiply by 4 on this side, and we would also get 24. So this is just a quick example to show what you've already learned, that the grouping of the factors, when changed, the product remains the same. Now let's go to under Build Understanding, Part 1. Lonnie makes $40 for each bookcase she builds. How much does Lonnie make for building 2 bookcases? Your first thought may be that writing 2 times 40 seems like the easiest way to solve this problem. But we are trying to learn other strategies because as the numbers get bigger and harder, we want to be able to have tools to help us solve equations that might seem very difficult. So we're going to start with Part A. How can you rewrite 2 times 40 using 10 as a factor? So if you want to pause the video and give this a try and come back, you're welcome to do that. So the instruction is to take 40 and break it into 2 factors, and one of those factors needs to be 10. So I'm going to go ahead and take 40 and move it here and make 10 one of the factors, and then I know I need 10, 20, 30, 40. That means I need 4 10s to make 40. And then I can place this 2 right here. Let's move on to Part B. How can you use the associative property to change the grouping of your factors? Well, we notice that our factors are 2, 4, and 10. Those are the factors that we created. And so we can regroup those by just moving the parentheses. You'll notice that the parentheses above were here. And so we can change those parentheses to go here because we know with the associative property of multiplication that we can change the grouping and our product will remain the same. So we can put the 2 here and the 4 here, and that leaves us with the factor 10 that would stay outside of that first grouping. Now Part C asks us to find the product. If you'd like to pause and find the product of 2 times 4 and write that in, you may do so and come back. When you do, you will find that 2 times 4 is 8, and then we bring our other factor 10, we bring that back here. And then again, you can pause and compute 8 times 10 and come back, and when you do, you will find that 8 times 10 is 80. So Lainey earns $80, and we would put a $sign there. As usual, you can always go back and rewatch this video and pause along the way as needed.